Hey everyone, welcome. So today we're going to dive into something that's a fascinating mix of creativity and healing, art therapy. Yeah, you've probably heard that term thrown around. But what does it actually mean? Who's it for? And, the big one, do you have to be some kind of amazing artist to even try it? Let's get into it.
Okay, let's just get this out of the way right now because it's the biggest thing that trips people up. When I say art therapy, what pops into your head? Is it like a quiet studio with someone making a perfect sculpture? Do you immediately think, oh, no way, I can barely draw a stick figure. This is definitely not for me? Yeah, a lot of people think that.
Well, take a look at this. This single sentence right here, it really gets to the heart of the whole thing. The pressure is just gone. Art therapy is absolutely not about making a masterpiece you'd hang in a gallery. It's all about finding a new way, a new language, to show what's going on inside.
So yeah, let's be super clear on this. This is not an art class. The goal is not to teach you, shading techniques or perspective. It's not about making something pretty to hang on the wall. It's all about the process. It's about that journey of making something that's just yours, no matter what it ends up looking like.
All right, so we've totally busted that big myth, but what is it, officially? How do the pros, the people who actually do this for a living, define it?
And here's the key. It's this mix of three things. Actually making art, the whole creative process you go through, and real applied psychological theory. So this isn't just random doodling to pass the time. It's a structured thing, and it's guided by a licensed professional who's trained in both art and therapy. That's a really important distinction.
This breakdown really lays it all out, doesn't it? An art class is all about the final product, right? You're there to learn skills from an instructor. But art therapy? The goal is the process itself, and your guide is a therapist. The whole focus just shifts from, hey, look at what I made, to, wow, what did I feel while I was making that? It's a total game changer.
And just so you know, this isn't some new fad. The whole idea has roots going all the way back to the 1940s, and it was influenced by psychoanalytic theory. You had pioneers like Margaret Nomberg. People call her the mother of art therapy. And her big idea was that the creative process itself could actually pull stuff up from your unconscious. Thoughts and feelings you didn't even know were there. It was like opening up this whole new door to healing.
Okay, so what does this actually look like in a session? I mean, how do you get from a simple scribble or a lump of clay to some kind of therapeutic breakthrough? Let's peek behind the curtain and break it down.
It really boils down to this two-part process, kind of like a loop. Step one is the making. This is your chance to just create, to play with materials without any filter, just letting it all out. And then comes the really critical second step, unpacking it. You and the therapist sit down and talk about what you made. You explore the meaning behind the shapes, the colors, everything.
And look at all the options. It's not just, serious painting or sculpting. It can be finger painting, doodling, even just cutting up magazines to make a collage. The variety is huge, which means the barrier to entry is super low. Seriously, if you can make a mark on a page, you're good to go.
All right, so we've got a handle on what it is and how it works, but the next big question is, who does this actually help? And you might be surprised by just how wide-ranging the answer is.
I mean, for adults, the list is pretty extensive. It's being used to help people process really heavy trauma, things like combat or natural disasters. It can help people cope with the stress of huge health challenges like cancer, and it's also a powerful tool for things like depression, anxiety, eating disorders, you name it. For all these situations, it opens up a different channel for communication, especially when the words just aren't there.
And it can be incredibly powerful for kids. Just think about it for a second. For a child who's dealing with trauma or a disability, art is kind of a natural language, right? It's a way for them to express these big, complex feelings that they literally don't have the words for yet. It's so much less intimidating than just talking.
It's also really cool to remember that visual art is just one piece of a much bigger puzzle. It's actually part of a whole family of therapies, creative therapies, that use all sorts of different art forms to help people heal.
Just take a look at the spectrum here. You've got music therapy, dance therapy that uses movement, drama therapy using storytelling, even poetry therapy. They all tap into a different creative channel, but they're all rowing in the same direction. The fundamental goal is the same for all of them, using expression that goes beyond words to help people heal and feel better.
So if there's one thing you take away from all this, let it be this right here. At its absolute core, art therapy is about creating a safe space where you can express yourself, especially for those feelings or memories where words just don't work. It's another tool in the toolbox, a whole different language for healing. And that kind of leaves us with one last question to think about. We all have those times, right, when you just can't find the words. So, if words failed you right now, what would your expression look like? What would you create if you didn't have to say a single thing? Something to think about. Thanks for joining me.